Welcome to Outside the Box. I'm Sunny Megatron.
And I'm Sunny's co-host and partner in crime, Ken Melvoin-Berg.
And today we're going to talk about lube, glorious lube. There are a bunch of water-based lubricants on the table in front of us. Now, when it comes to sex, you gotta have lube. A lot of people think that lube is for women who are dry. You know, they're dried up little raisins and prunes, and that is not the case. For a woman, your moisture level depends on how hydrated you are, where you are in your cycle, what medications you're on. There's lots of reasons that you may need lube that has nothing to do with how sexual you are, how great you are, how healthy you are. Also, lube just kind of makes everything better when it comes to sex. Water-based lubes are the type of lubes that you usually can find at any drugstore. Most of us have probably used them. They are by far the most popular. But aside from what you find on the drugstore shelf, there's a ton of other lubes to choose from. Ken and I had the very difficult task of testing every single one of these lubes. Our job is horrible, isn't it?
It can be sometimes.
Right. We had a lot of fun testing these lubes, and we're going to tell you what we like and what we don't like when it comes to water-based. Now, when it comes to water-based lubes, first of all, they are the most versatile. You can use them with any kind of condom, whether it's latex or latex-free. You can use them with any kind of toy, no matter the material, silicone, not silicone, etc. They don't stain your sheets, and they easily wash off with just a little bit of water. Where should we start? We'll start here with these zero tolerance lubes. Zero tolerance makes a number of different lubes. One here is an anal lube, and another one is called Jack-Aid. I guess we can guess what these are for. For the butt. For not the butt. We tested these out. They're both medium density, so they're a little bit on the thick side, which is great, I think, for anal sex. Some people want a little bit of cushion, so that's nice. Talk about the Jack-Aid, because you have a cock and I don't, so.
Well, first of all, if you take a look at the label, you see a picture of a fist pounding on an invisible cock. Guys start off at a very young age using all different kinds of lubricant, most of it not store-bought. We start with spit, we might do our mom's hand lotion.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a variety of different things that we try, so when we're jacking it, that we can, get something that's a little bit better than that dry feel that we normally have. I am not a big fan of masturbating with water-based lube because it gets gummy and sticky really fast. All water-based lubes have what's called a hygroscopic quality to them. Most of them have glycerin in them, and glycerin, kind of like sugar or caramel, is something that absorbs water from either around the air or from the skin in the immediate area. So what happens is it dries up kind of fast and it has to be constantly re-wetted. The one thing that it is sort of good for, though, is like you were mentioning to begin with, is anal. Because there's no self-lubricating fluids in the anal cavity, a water-based lube is wonderful for that, whether it's with a condom or without. But as far as masturbating with it, it's So I actually prefer other sorts of lubes for that. The zero tolerance is something that was middle of the road, I would say. Not really good, not really bad, but middle of the road for sure. The one thing that we did find is it has sort of a silkier feel than most water-based lubes, almost like a silicone lube, but not quite.
Absolutely. One thing I want to add in is about glycerin. From a woman's point of view, glycerin isn't always a great thing. The common thing that we say about water-based glycerin lubes is don't put glycerin in the vagina because you are going to turn into a walking yeast infection if sugar comes near your vagina. And that isn't necessarily true. If you are a woman who is prone to yeast infections, yeah, you don't want to put glycerin in your vagina, so steer away from those products. But if you're pretty resilient, you can take a lot, you put lots of things in there and you don't have to run to the doctor, you're probably fine with a glycerin water-based lube. Moving on, we have this Southern Butter Organic Bliss water-based lubricant. This is very natural, not a lot of really bad ingredients. It's kind of a little, I don't know,
actually,
getting back to basics.
It is getting back to basics, but the ingredients here are actually really good. It is completely organic. Now, a lot of times with the organic lubes, if they're not fragrance-free, sometimes they can have a little bit of a funky odor to them. This one, the odor isn't bad, and it actually worked very well when we tried it.
I absolutely liked it. There's another brand that is also in the same kind of organic vibe, Lube. They make a warming, a cooling, and just a regular lube. We tried this, same sorts of ingredients, very natural, very nice. We disagreed a little bit on, I like the way it felt. I think we both like the way it felt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I like the way that they feel, but I don't necessarily want to smell or eat them. And that's the case with Lube because it smells like ass.
I didn't think it smelled so bad. It smelled kind of like lotion, which is nice. It's...
All right, let's do a sampling of this. Let's try it.
Oh, okay.
First of all, if you take a look at that, it looks sort of like a funny colored cum.
It's kind of hot.
It's kind of hot in that aspect, but then you try it and
Doesn't
first of all, the odor, it smells like glue that's gone bad. Oh.
Okay, it kind of tastes like latex paint.
Yeah, it tastes like latex paint, and that's being kind.
You're right. So, however, if ingredients are really important to you, if ingredients are really important to you, and you want something all natural, and you don't mind the very natural taste, like you're at Burning Man and you're fucking in a tent, then this is. And
you're organic and you like hippie woo-woo shit. This is the stuff to go with.
Absolutely. Moving on, ID for Fruitopia lube. I love this. When I first started buying lube, when I used to think lube was for women who had dried up vaginas and I was embarrassed to buy it, I went online and I found out what people liked about flavored lubes. Flavored lubes are great for oral sex, not for... That's just really bad. This will cleanse your palate, Ken.
Thank you.
Try some of this. Yeah, it's a chaser.
And I've actually never had this one before. I've never tried. That's actually really good.
Yeah, this was back a few years ago. Everyone on the internet told me, because they're always right. The internet told me that this was the best tasting lube, and I went and I got it, and this one's mango, and it was really, really, really good. Okay. All right, so moving on. Astro Glide. We find this at the drugstore. Astro Glide is kind of your old friend. Astro Glide
is the first lube I ever used, and I was amazed when it came, when I first tried it, because I never did anything other than steal my mom's hand lotion. And when I found something that I could use that, maintained a nice rhythm and didn't get too gummy, this was the stuff.
Yeah, it's very basic, very inexpensive, very accessible. You can find it pretty much anywhere. Does it have any fancy extra bells and whistles? No. Is it organic?
No.
But if you need something and need something quick, you can find this anywhere, and it's pretty much a standard.
That's the other thing. It's very comprehensive. You can do it with vaginal, you can do it with anal, you can use it for masturbation, and it is fine with condoms.
Next up, we have the Adam and Eve line. They have a number of different lubes. Here we have the personal water-based lubricant. We also have the personal lubricating gel. They are, I would say we liked them pretty much the same. Yeah. The gel is a little bit thicker. Thick lube is great for G-spot, for fisting. One of my favorite. Hello. Yes, one of my favorite things. They were okay.
Yeah, well, and this one is a newer product. This water-based toy lube it almost mimics the viscosity of a silicone-based lube, even though it's water-based, and it lasted a while. So that's one of the things that I liked about this. So I would say, yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's not. To me, it's kind of middle of the road. The ingredient list is all right. It serves its purpose. Does it have extra bells and whistles? To me, no, but it works, and that's really what counts. However, that brings us to the big highlight. This was
our new favorite
highlight
of all lubes.
Of testing these lubes is, for the very first time, we discovered the Wicked line, and it is absolutely amazing. I was blown away. First of all, we have these. They have a couple of flavored lubes. Here we have candy apple and we have pomegranate. They taste fabulous, absolutely fabulous. They actually use stevia, a natural sweetener, to sweeten these lubes, and it's pretty cool. You want to talk a little bit more about the ingredient list?
Sure. The ingredient list on here. Now, first of all, there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. Water is actually the first ingredient on here, whereas most of the cheaper brands, glycerin will almost always be the first ingredient. Glycerin on this is the second ingredient, meaning that there is more water to it, and that actually makes a big difference. Then we have cellulose gum, but then this is the big one, stevia extract, and that lowers not only the carb count that you're going to get from this one, because
you want to have your sex to be diet,
yeah,
low carb fucking.
And that's why one of the things that Sunny is
semen
obsessed
is also
with,
low carb.
Semen is low carb.
10 to 30 calories.
20 to 30.
20 to 30 calories.
20 to 30 calories per tablespoon. Yeah. In case you needed to know that. So, but this has stevia in it. It has olive leaf extract, citric acid, sodium benzoate, and potassium sorbate, plus the flavoring, which actually the pomegranate is actually my favorite of the two. The candy apple is my second favorite. Both of these are really good for oral. It's also good. I actually use them for my male masturbators. They were amazing. As far as water-based lubes, that's the top. Now, this one is a water-based anal lubricant.
Yeah.
My favorite anal.
Yeah, anal's a lot of fun. We like anal here. We endorse it very heavily. But this is a great product. It's very thick, a lot of padding for anal. If you have a little bit of, discomfort, this helps a lot. Also, this is glycerin free. So, you can put this in the front door, ladies, which I find fabulous for G-spotting, for fisting. If you want something really thick, this is versatile. You can pretty much use it on anything. So Wicked, I love you.
By the way, both of these others are paraben-free, and one of the important things that is different from some of the other ones, these are all vegan. So if you are hippie woo-woo and you do like that sort of thing, and the packaging is recycled, so if you don't want to leave a big carbon footprint and you're really concerned about the ethics of how the packaging is, they really went over the top. But the Wicked was a huge surprise, and we were both thumbs up on the Wicked.
So when it comes to lube, go out and get yourself some. If you haven't tried lube, you don't know what you're missing. Spit is not lube. I know it isn't porn and it looks really hot, but it's not in real life. And our final word is, out of all the water-based lubes we tried, a lot of them were great. However, the winner for us is absolutely the Wicked line. Check it out.